second. Today I wanted to talk about a more serious topic. I wanted to touch on COVID-19 and what it's like for me personally to be a type 1 diabetic during a pandemic. And I first want to start off by saying how long I've had type 1 diabetes. I was diagnosed when I was 8, and this year in October will be my 10th year anniversary of my diagnosis. So it's fair to say that I've been, dealing with this for quite a while, and it's never easy, but in a time like this, it's definitely harder. And it's hard for everyone, but for people like myself who are especially at risk, it can, and for our families, it can really be terrifying because we don't know what's going to happen. And as of right now, I've been quarantined for about somewhere in the mid-30s, like 30-something days. I've left the house to go on drives and things like that, but I haven't gone in any stores or anything like that. I've had no visitors, and we disinfect everything that comes into the house before it comes into the house. And we've been doing our best not to order out and only making food at home and disinfecting any sort of produce that we get. And so we've been hyper vigilant when it comes to trying to keep me and the household as safe as possible. Also, my cat is here and she wants attention, so sorry if you hear her every once in a while. Anyway, and I just want to talk about how it is really important to keep everybody safe. And I don't think that the safety of people who don't have an autoimmune disorder should be ignored. I'm not saying anything like that, but it is super, super important to keep people like myself and others who are higher risk, especially those who have autoimmune disorders, and because we don't know if our body is going to be able to fight it off if we catch the virus. And even people with regular functioning immune systems may not be able to fight it off, and that's even scarier because I already have a disadvantage. Lots of us already have disadvantages. People who have type 1 diabetes, we already can we not fight it off. And if people who have a regular immune system and are healthy can't fight it off, then what are we going to do? And yes, there's always a possibility that we're going to be just fine and we're going to beat this thing like it's no problem if we get it, but that's never a guarantee. And in fact, in our everyday life, getting a cold, getting the flu, those are scary because we have to do so much more to make sure that we're okay. And we have to monitor our blood sugar levels and make sure we're eating enough and getting the right amount of insulin. It's very stressful. And especially in this time, and we don't know if we would be able to get health care or not if we did contract the virus. And another thing, the cost of insulin and the cost of diabetic supplies is already something the type 1 diabetic community deals with. It's a very expensive disease. And some of us can't afford health care. Luckily, I'm fortunate enough to have health care and health insurance, and my insulin and my supplies are more accessible and they come right to my door. But for others, it's not like that. They have to go to pharmacies to get their insulin or their test strips or needles and things like that. And sometimes they can't afford it. And right now, that's especially scary because people are losing their jobs. People don't know where their next paycheck is coming from. And it's a horrifying situation to imagine that the very thing that keeps you alive, something that's already so expensive, might be something that is completely unreachable for you because you no longer have any money to pay for it. And I as far as I know, right now insulin is being discounted to help with those who have type 1 diabetes in this pandemic, but sometimes that's not enough. Once again, because people are losing their jobs and they don't know what's happening, and maybe they can't go out, and maybe they can't go get their insulin. It's really such a daunting situation. And I not only fear for myself, but fear for others who have to, you know, live every day with this disease. And many of us don't know when we're going to be seeing our doctors again. And we don't know when they're going to reopen if we can't see them now. Personally, my next appointment is supposed to be a few months away, and I'm hoping that I can go see my endocrinologist, but some people who really need to see them aren't able to go. And this isn't something that we can't just know how to deal with this kind of stuff on our own. We need our doctors, we need our information, and that's really tough for some of us. And how are we supposed to know when it's okay to go out again? When we know we have a problem and we have hope for when we're going to be able to go out again, it's still scary because the virus could still be lurking around. And, we could still get it. And that's always going to be a possibility now. Now, I want to touch on the subject that it is so imperative that if you can stay home, please stay home. Please do not go out, because nobody wants anyone to get this virus, but I especially don't want you to spread it to people who are more vulnerable than yourself. Please, please, please stay inside as much as you can and do all that you can to wash your hands and disinfect and do what you can to keep yourself and others safe, because we don't know how this is going to turn out, and we don't know how it's going to affect you. We don't know how it's going to affect people with autoimmune disorders, and we don't want to risk any of that, anything bad happening. I don't want to get it. You don't want to get it, and I especially don't want other people with autoimmune disorders to get it, because it's already going to be harder for us. So please, please, please stay home, wash your hands, and when you're in public, please stay as far away from people as you can, because this is not something that type 1 diabetics and people like me can get. It's terrifying, and I don't know what I would do. I don't know what my family would do if I got it and I couldn't beat it. So please think of the people you love and the people they love before you decide to go hang out or have a party, because this could be something that they can't beat, and you might lose them forever. They might lose them forever, and that's something that's going to be with you for as long as you live. So please stay home, wash your hands, and think of us who are going through this, that know for a fact that if we got this, we may not be able to fight it off. Now, before I go, I want to say that there's a wonderful organization called Insulin for Life, and I'm going to link them below, and you can donate old diabetic supplies if you have them, or you can donate money. And right now, they are trying to meet a 2020 goal of how much insulin they get and how many blood sugar test strips they get. So I'll link their website below, and you can read all about their mission and what they do and how to donate. It's a really wonderful place. I've been in contact with them, and they're great. And I think what they're doing for us, for people like me, or people who have the same disease as me and can't afford the supplies and can't do it all on their own, they are a wonderful organization to help them. And they help countries they help underdeveloped countries and kids who can't afford supplies. And so I would encourage you to check them out. And if you can donate, please donate, because it's really important for us to make sure that everybody is safe and healthy. Have a good day. Love your family. And check on your friends. All right? Check on your friends. All right. I'll see you later. Peace. She's getting her attention.